Was Abraham Lincoln a president?
Yes.
Oh, I thought he was just a whatever publical figure.
Welcome back to Delulu Diaries, where the timelines don't match, but the receipts always do. Today we're going to be reacting to yesterday's stream on Hero. Not the whole thing, just about the last 3 minutes, because that's when interesting shit starts happening. But I do want to give you guys a little taste of what you guys missed. So, Christina did some witchy makeup for the stream because the goal is to do these little tarot card readings, so that's why she's got the markings all over her face. The tarot card readings were meant to be like funny haha, not serious, but Amber did a really poor job of explaining that because she did have one viewer who got two poor readings back to back and was getting kind of upset about it. And so I feel like she could have, dialed it up a little bit more, but it's also a little on the viewer because, like, the way Amber was doing it obviously was not the real correct way to read tarot. Then about 10 minutes before the end of the show, Boogie came in and was like, oh my gosh, you guys are redirecting to live and you only have like 300 and something viewers. Like, this is not a good redirect. Your show is boring. And he's kind of like teasing them a little bit. And suddenly Amber starts typing and she's like, I'm just messaging Keem. So naturally, Boogie is like, what, did I upset you already? And she's like, no, I'm just messaging Keem because I don't understand why I'm here. Like, why am I in the LCU? And so naturally, Boogie gives her a little bit of a pep talk because he came in talking shit and then realizes, I guess, that she's not in a good headspace for it. And I thought the pep talk was pretty good. He was basically saying, like, hey, trust Keem. He will give you the W. You just have to work with him and he will help you out. After that, he pretty much takes off and Amber immediately disregards that great advice and just starts talking to her co-host about how she feels like Keem is against her. And I'm not going to say everything that she said because it's pretty much going to be in the clip. So let's go ahead and hop right on in and you guys can see exactly what she said and did that made me so irritated.
You're gonna cry?
Don't cry. Stop.
Because you're up against Tina?
Don't cry. Because I'm over it. I'm done. Over it.
What's going on, ladies?
Amberlynn's crying because you're sabotaging her shows.
Wait, what do you mean? What'd I do?
Amber.
Is she has me muted.
No, I'm literally hearing you.
So this might be a personal pet peeve, but I absolutely hate it when you are talking to somebody and they don't respond in any way. And then you confirm if they can hear you and they pop off on you like you're an idiot. Like, that's how talking works. I say something, you respond. If you don't respond, I'm going to assume you didn't hear what I said. So for Keem to be like, oh, I think she has me muted, and then her to be like, giving off the energy of rolling her eyes and be like, no, I'm literally hearing you. Like, you didn't react. You completely zoned out, dissociated, whatever you want to call it, and did not respond. So why are you acting like Keem's a fucking idiot for thinking that he's muted because you're not giving any social cues? And on top of all of that, Keem is your boss. Like, you owe him a little respect. I understand that the LCU is a very laid back workplace. And so, people aren't talking to Keem the same way they talk to a regular boss, but you should at least acknowledge when he's talking to you. So I just thought that was crazy, but let's continue.
Are you really upset? I just got here. I don't even know what's happening.
She was literally talking about you before you came in.
You put me up against Queens, which is obviously going to fail high. You move Bus to B Circuit. You're donating to Queens. Like, you've never donated to Gemini, not one time. You're only talking shit about both of my shows. I'm exhausted.
Okay, well, Amber, Gidgey decided to have a crash out. I didn't plan for Gidgey.
Okay, well, maybe I should do the same.
So she airs all her grievances and she's like, you put me up against Queens, which obviously is going to fail. You moved Bus to B Circuit. And it's like, okay, and even if he did that stuff, which I mean, he did, you said you don't give a shit how Hero performs. You said you don't care if it's for Gemini's check. You said you just want to have fun. So why are you all of a sudden bringing it up like Keem is against you? That's not like at all the vibe that I'm picking up. He moved Bus to B Circuit because he's trying to like make good shows on both circuits to kind of increase the audience. He moved show times around to see what was going to work. Like, Hero is in a better time slot, even if Queens is on at the same time. And then she wants to continue on to say like, oh, you donated to Queens and you've never donated to my show, which everybody knows Gidgey's having a hard time right now. And Keem explains that. He says, Gidgey was crashing out. I didn't know she was going to do that. Like, I was basically just donating to like help her to feel a little bit better. And Amber's like, well, maybe I should do the same thing. And it's like, girl, it's not a threat when you crash out and quit every freaking stream. And now that you have 2 streams, you're doing it like twice a day sometimes.
All right. And we had to rush and save Queens, which I just did. Tonight is Tech's last performance, and then I have to rush and save Buzz. Like, what? Do you really think I'm working against you?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, well then, how about you be a good partner? All right? How about stop being a no machine? How about when I call you, let's actually fucking go to work and let's cook up a good show for Bus, for this show. Let's actually work and do the job, because the job isn't about Amber. It's not about Keemstar. It's about viewers and making sure they have something entertaining to watch. Why don't you lock in and be a good partner?
I am locked in. I have been doing a good
You're not.
show.
That is ridiculous that you're saying that. You are one of the worst. If you want to commit to this shit and win, we will win, Amber.
I didn't understand that
Okay.
sentence. Are you telling me I'm one of the worst here?
Yes.
All right, bye.
And Keem is exactly right. He is doing his best to match the mental gymnastics that Amberlynn is going through and to be like, oh, you think I'm against you? Well, if you think that, then just put in more effort and then I wouldn't be against you. He's not confirming that he's against her, but she's so childish that she just cannot understand that he is literally saying, hey, put in just a little bit of effort. Work with me just a little bit. I want you to succeed. And more importantly, he believes she can. He's like, listen, we can get the W, like just put in some effort. But because he doesn't stroke her ego and says she's one of the worst in the universe, she has to like leave the stream altogether. Like, she really thinks that because she brought Girl World in, that that's it. She's queen bee. She doesn't have to do anything else. But that's not the case. Everybody else is working hard. Like, love her or hate her, Christina is working her ass off to try to make it up the ladder in the LCU. She shows up, she participates in things. I've seen her put like flour and sticky stuff all over herself just because that's the vibe of the show. And she doesn't hold back. She goes very, very hard. She's willing to embarrass herself for the content in order to rise in the ranks. And again, I don't know much about Gemini either, but he does seem to genuinely care about the quality of his content as well. You can tell by the way that he talks to Amberlynn. Like, he does make these little jabs that he knows are going to go over well with the audience, but he also knows how to immediately kind of like clear it with Amber, make sure she knows that he's just joking around so that she also will stay and participate. He's putting in a lot of work to get her to do more on Hero than she does on Bus, and I can see the work that he's putting in on that. Amber, on the other hand, just shows up and sees what happens. Like, yes, she's involved in the docket on Hero a little bit, but multiple times on Bus, they've alluded to the fact that Amber doesn't show up for the meetings. And you can always say that Fupa and Tech are lying. It's hard to ever know what's truly going on behind the scenes, but Amber's never really fought them on that. Sometimes she just says things like, oh, well, you didn't tell me, or this, that, and the other. But it's like, you could reach out and be like, hey, when are we doing this as well? So it's kind of like, one way or the other, she's just not putting in as much work as we see other people putting in. But there's one last part that I want you guys to see.
It's the truth. She doesn't work. She says no all the time. She is one of the worst. She gets up in her feelings. She cries every show, right? Like, this is hard. This is not an easy task to like have a good show, but it can be done and she can do it. I believe in her. But this is what I deal with, and that's why she's not a good partner. I can't even have a conversation like this without her rage quitting. That's a prime example of what I'm dealing with. Am I wrong?
I don't know what's going on. All I know is I got to redirect to live.
Whatever. You're just fucking whatever.
Oh
You can't be honest in this moment. You know she just acted like a child right there.
But she was already upset when before you came in.
I didn't know that. I was on Queens on a fun show where everyone was laughing and having a good time. I didn't realize I was just going to jump over on Hero to depression. I thought this was supposed to be the fun show.
Okay, so it cut off a little bit at the end, but you get the point. I feel so bad for Christina and Gemini in this moment because Gemini especially is in a tough spot. Like I was just saying before this clip, he's been working very hard to kind of wrangle Amberlynn, and she only puts in more participation on this show because she feels that her and Gemini are friends. I don't know if that's accurate or if he's like frenemy baiting her or whatever the fuck she says, but she believes that they are friends. She thinks he's funny. And so he has to keep that vibe in order to keep her participating and showing up. So even if he wholeheartedly agrees with Keem, what is he supposed to do? He has to stay loyal to Amber in order to get her to put in any amount of effort. He does bring up that she was already in a bad mood when Keem popped in, but whose fault is that really? Because she's the one who messaged him. If she had not said anything, I bet he would not have popped in, especially with 5 minutes left to go. And so that's Keem's point. Like, why are you even in a bad mood when I'm popping in? The shows are 2 hours long. You should be able to keep the energy up for 2 hours. Like, think about if you were in a traditional job, especially one that's like customer facing where you have to interact with people. You can't just come in and be like, oh, well, I'm in a shitty mood. So, I'm just going to be like pissy for the next 2 hours. No, you have to like be upbeat. You have to like represent the brand, so to speak. And again, I'm not saying that the LCU is the most professional spot in the world, but I am saying that there is an expectation that the audience will be entertained and that you'll be bringing in money. And so if you're just sitting there being pouty pow and not providing any entertainment and the money is not coming in, Keem's not going to want to see that. And he keeps saying over and over again, if she would just listen, that he believes in Amber. He thinks that she can make it far. He thinks that she can be a winner. And so it's frustrating, both as a viewer and for Keem, to see him coming on and making these points to her and for her to just blow it off and leave. And then now he's trying to talk to her co-host and can't even get them to agree that she's not acting right because they're in a tough spot with having to wrangle her. I mean, it's every freaking day that somebody is having to get Amberlynn to do what she's supposed to be doing. And at the end of the day, it's only a matter of time. I don't know what the contracts are like, but it's only a matter of time before Keem gives up on her. And honestly, it's going to be sad when that happens because I haven't seen anybody believe in Amber the way that Keem does. And he knows business, he knows how to make it work. So I just think she's really wasting a huge opportunity here. But what do you guys think? Do you think that she is justified, that Keem's coming down too hard on her? Do you think that she's not putting in the right amount of effort? Do you think it's all fucking fake just for hate donos? Let me know down in the comments below. If you liked this video, please leave me a like. It really helps with the algorithm. Subscribe if you want to see my next one. And as always, I want to give a quick shout out to the Docket team, especially to Hamber's sympathy bone. She really helped with the graphics for the video, so I really appreciate her on that. If you made it this far, you already know. Stay Delulu, but not that Delulu. I'll see you in the next one.